This video you're about to watch gets very loud very fast. All for good reason, which you'll see in a second. I just wanted to give you a bit of a heads up, alright? You ready? Here we go.
This is the Zoom F3. If you don't know a lot about audio, or if you're an expert, or if you're just plain lazy with audio, you will probably want this. Why? Well, this is how the audio actually sounds when it was recorded. It's completely useless. Apart from, it's not. I can salvage the whole thing.
So what is the wizardry going on here to allow us to do this? Well, it's called 32-bit float. Now, the easiest way I can explain to you what 32-bit float is to compare it to taking a photo in RAW versus JPEG. Typically, we've all just recorded audio in a JPEG before. With this, 32-bit float is like recording it in RAW. We can now bring back things that we thought were just gone forever.
Forever, ever, forever, ever.
Let me show you how easy this is to start recording, and we're not using this mic anymore. We've changed to a lapel. 2 XLR ports, plug in on one of them, and then on the side just here you have a power button. Click and hold that power button. Unit turns on. On the side you have a little slider here. If you slide up, it records. Little red light there to show you that you are recording. Change it to hold, or slide down to hold, sorry, then that way you can't accidentally turn it off, and you can see already, that's it, it's recording. There's no levels to adjust.
Wait, what?
Instead, what you have is a live waveform of how your audio looks. If we flip to my angle down here, you can see the waveform. As I'm talking, it corresponds to my voice. If I stop talking, the waveform stops. Now you can actually zoom in and out on that by clicking on the plus, and you can zoom in, and the waveform gets bigger. You can zoom out and the waveform gets smaller. Now you actually notice that as I zoom in, it gets louder. As I zoom out, it gets quieter. Now yes, technically that is controlling the level that the audio file is being recorded, and it will impact the line out and the headphone volume, either up or down depending on if you zoom in or out. However, this is 32-bit float, so you don't really even need to set that anyway. You still with me?
And now to show you how quickly we can correct this 32-bit file, I'm purposely peaking audio. The audio you're hearing right now is peaked. You can see the waveforms that's being recorded on this angle, not the audio from my lapel mic. And we're going to throw this into Audition, which is what I've been using, and I don't know how to use it. I figured this out on my own. It's really that easy. So drag the file into Audition directly, and then just select whatever part of the clip you want to edit, and then bring it down or bring it up. And that's it. It's that easy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Once everything's fixed, you can export it as an MP3, as a WAV, and you've got good audio to use wherever. In terms of design, 2 XLR ports. That's all you have for your input. A little bit disappointing that there isn't a 3.5mm jack, but it probably would have made it bigger. You can use one of these little Rode XLR to 3.5mm adapters. This is a male to a 3.5mm adapter. I've been using this and it works flawlessly. Literally plug this in, and then you have a 3.5mm input on the unit. Now it does make it a bit bigger, but is what it is. Now, in terms of how I've been using this at weddings, I've actually been using this more as like a pass-through backup unit that I then wirelessly send the audio, so I have a version directly on my camera. Now, to do that, what I've been doing is I plug my Rode wireless sender into the line out, or the Sennheiser AVX system, which I'm actually using right now, so I can't demo that. That is now sending a signal to the Rode sender, which I'm then picking up via a Rode receiver, which then gets plugged in, and then that sits on top of the camera, goes into the microphone port. Provided I make sure the line out is, the levels for the line out are good on this unit, I have usable audio directly into my camera, so there's no syncing needed to be done in post. It's just ready to edit straight away directly from the board or whatever I'm using to record this. Now, if the audio peaks for whatever reason and it ruins the file that I have being recorded into the camera, doesn't matter, because I have a hard copy here that is 32-bit float that I can adjust after the fact. So I want to chat about battery life for this, because that's important to know. But before we do that, if you are interested in buying anything I've got right here and some other stuff as well, I'm actually going to be listing all this stuff for a heavily discounted price on GearFocus, which is the sponsor of today's video. GearFocus is somewhere you can list your used camera equipment, anything camera related. They also have new stuff on there as well. One of the nice things about GearFocus is they take the pain out of having to meet up with people and negotiate a price. You list everything for what you want it to go for, and then people can buy it. The owners and people that run GearFocus are very much into cameras, much like you and I are as well, so they want to make sure that everyone has a good experience. If something does go wary in the middle of a sale, they're there to step in and make sure everybody is happy. They actually just posted a contest with Gerald Undone as well to create a short film with a budget of like $2,500. Just pick an old cheap camera and try and shoot something on it. So I think I'm gonna shoot with a 60D, which is my very first ever DSLR I had, because I have a couple on there, and then maybe shoot my short film with that too. Link for all this will be down below, as well as the information on that contest. Thank you Gear Focus for sponsoring today's video. So battery life. The first thing I'm going to tell you is the batteries that come with this unit, just get them gone straight away. They're terrible. I got 4 hours in 32-bit flow with the light on display on, and you can turn the light off or have it set to turn off after a minute. I didn't. I bought some of these Duracell Optimum AA batteries, which this unit takes 2 of, and I got a little bit better performance out of that. I got 6 hours, or just over 6 hours in 32-bit flow. Again, I had the light on, but this is hot swappable. So you can actually plug in a USB-C cable and power it via that means. So if you're in the middle of shooting and you had just AA batteries in here and you notice they're about to die, but you couldn't stop recording the audio for whatever reason, you can plug in your USB-C charger via a portable charger or whatever, and it will power the unit when the batteries die. Similarly, if you wanted to then unplug that USB-C unit but want to put batteries in and replace the batteries that did die, you could put the other batteries in, then take the USB-C unit out, and meanwhile, this will not turn off the whole time. That's what I mean by hot swappable. So that's a really nice feature. Also useful to know if you use Final... Look at that massive spot coming, lovely. If you use Final Cut Pro, 32-bit flow isn't technically supported. It's a horrible experience. The waveforms take forever to load, so you can't see anything, and then when they do finally load, you move the playhead by 1 frame, and everything just takes forever again to load. So if you want to be able to salvage something from that 32-bit file, you're gonna have to fix it first in Audition or whatever you use, and then export it as an MP3 or WAV so you can import to Final Cut and then actually be able to edit with it. Now, when it comes to mounting this to things, you have a few different options, and there's good and there's bad. You have a 1/4" 20 thread right on the bottom just there, but these 2 little bars get in the way. Now, this has been designed in a way that I guess these have purposes for professional audio recordists. There's ways on Zoom's website to mount it to your wrist, to a boom pole. So I understand that they have a different purpose outside of my needs, but if you try and mount things to that, they can get in the way. So what I've been doing, and when I use it at weddings, is there's a few different things that you can do and I play around with, and they all work fine. A couple is with a bongo tie, so you can just kind of hang it from that, and it does work just fine there. And also these little bendy tie things that are reusable, so you can thread those through the arms, and that will also work. And then of course you have the good old method of gaff tape, which is always going to work in a pinch too. If your mic does require phantom power, you can actually use this, because phantom power this can provide phantom power. So if you click on the little settings cog just there, you can go phantom power and then select either 48 or 24 volts, and you don't have to use phantom power. You can turn it on and off as and when you need to. You've got 2 inputs, and you can record in either mono or stereo. So if you click on the menu button on the side just there, you can go into recording and then file format and specify either mono or stereo. Saving as mono or stereo means you either have 1 or 2 files on the SD card for each recording, depending on if it is mono or stereo. Is there anything I'm not happy with? This, the way that the SD card is accessed is just one of those little flaps, and it's such an old way of doing things. That feels like it's gonna break at some point. Sony has a better way to do this now. They used to have these flaps as well, just doors. So Zoom, take note, include a little door on there next time instead that you can just flip open and close. Same thing applies on the back just here. This is how you can connect the Bluetooth unit to control via your phone and record via your phone via Bluetooth, but there is limitations in terms of distance as far as I'm aware, but it's just a little rubber thing that comes in and out. If you use this once, that's gonna get lost, I guarantee it. So just little things that could be fixed there. Again, a little door on there would have been nicer. Otherwise, the unit is pretty strong, pretty sturdily built. I dropped it a few times doing the thing a little, the intro, and it's got a few marks on it now, but still works fine. If you're interested in picking up one of these little guys, I will pop a link down below. Good luck trying to find one though, because they're pretty sold out everywhere, at least here in Canada. I actually ordered mine from Amazon.com, which did ship to Canada, and it wasn't in stock on Amazon.ca, so work that one out. But either way, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I will see you in the next video. Take care.